Shah Rukh's legal team is scrambling to get Shah Rukh's son out of jail, but it looks as if it's going to be a long wait because the Narcotics Control Bureau is asking for more time to present its arguments before the court.
Aryan Khan's Arthur jail nightmare continues. The legal team deployed by Father Shah Rukh Khan to get his son out of jail appeared before Mumbai's Sessions Court seeking bail for Aryan, but to no avail. The Sessions Court will hear the case only on Wednesday.
Natural that once a bail application is rejected, we go to the higher court. So we have filed and it's before the court. Time is immaterial for us.
तो आज मेंशन करेंगे सर हट सर
Appellate court में है.
The Narcotics Control Bureau sought time till Thursday to file their reply, but their request was shot down by the court.
Aryan Khan's lawyers are trying to do their best to see to it that Aryan Khan leaves the Arthur Road prison and reaches Mannat. However, it doesn't seem like Shah Rukh Khan's son Aryan would be able to get home as early, because if the court does not pass an order on Wednesday, then probably it will be doing so only after Dussehra.
The Wednesday hearing will be crucial for Aryan. If the hearing is pushed, it could mean staying in Arthur Road jail till next week. Friday is Dussehra and then follows the weekend. The Narcotics Control Bureau meanwhile has arrested over 20 people so far in the case, with several drug suppliers being nabbed. A Nigerian national was nabbed with intermediate quantity of cocaine during raids in Mumbai's Goregaon over the weekend. The Narco Bureau grilled Shah Rukh Khan's driver on Saturday for 12 hours, and he admitted that he dropped off Aryan and friend Arbaz to the cruise terminal in a Mercedes. The driver's statement will also be used by NCB in court to oppose Aryan's bail.
Aryan Khan, who is in Arthur Road jail since last Friday, will have to spend at least 2 more days behind bars, as his bail application has been kept for Wednesday, after which a hearing will take place and the judge will pronounce an order. With camera person Hemant, Vidya and Mustafa Sheikh for India Today.
In Maharashtra's Mumbai and in Uttar Pradesh's Lakhimpur Kheri, the story of 2 VIP sons is playing itself out in parallel. On the one side, in the case of Aryan Khan, the police has shown great alacrity, nabbing the superstar's son as if he was a dreaded criminal and not letting him out, insisting on custody. Whereas in the case of the Union Home Minister, the Minister of State for Home's son in Lakhimpur Kheri, the police didn't move with urgency, allowed the VIP Neta's son to avoid summons. Finally, under pressure, he was arrested. But even now, if you look at the 2 approaches of the 2 investigative agencies, it seems as different as chalk and cheese, and this is leading the opposition to see red.
Aryan Khan, son of mega star Shah Rukh Khan. Ashish Mishra, son of Minister of State for Home. 2 sons of famous fathers, one in custody after a drug bust on a cruise, the other accused to mowing down 4 farmers with his convoy. No drugs were found on Aryan Khan. There is no proof of consumption against him. On the other hand, the FIR against Ashish Mishra includes charges of murder and rioting. Opposition is claiming that there is a huge difference in the way both the cases are being treated. PDP chief Mehbooba Mufti alleged that Shah Rukh Khan's son is being targeted by agencies simply because his surname happens to be Khan. Mufti also questioned why Union Minister Ajay Mishra's son, accused in the Lakhimpur violence case, was not being made an example of. MIM chief Asaduddin Owaisi also questioned why Ashish Mishra's Union Minister Abba Jan had not been removed yet.
अगर बाप मंत्री हो, गाड़ी बाप की हो और बाप की गाड़ी से 5 लोगों की मौत हो जाती है, तो नरेंद्र मोदी मंत्री को नहीं हटाते, क्यों नहीं हटाते बोलो आप? आशीष की जगह उसका नाम अतीक होता तो क्या बुलडोजर नहीं चल जाता उसके घर के ऊपर?
The BJP has hit back, saying there is no religious angle to the drug probe and Aryan Khan's custody.
महबूबा जी ने जो बयान दिया है, वह बयान समाज में दरार पैदा करने वाला बयान है। पर महबूबा जी इस बात को भूल जाती है कि आर्यन के साथ जो अन्य 7 लोगों की गिरफ्तारी हुई है उनमें से एक भी खान नहीं है, वे सारे के सारे हिंदू हैं।
The Congress too is claiming double standards in the handling of the 2 cases, saying while Aryan Khan has been in NCB and judicial custody for nearly 10 days now, Ashish Mishra has been treated with kid gloves. As the fearsome politics gets fiercer, Aryan Khan, possibly oblivious to the fire raging around his arrest, stays in jail till at least Wednesday. Bureau Report, India Today.
A huge amount of politics has broken out over the question of whether investigative agencies are using differential standards in the handling of these 2 VIP sons. Joining me on this broadcast, representing the ruling Bharatiya Janata Party, its spokesperson and member of Parliament Syed Zafar Islam, squaring off against him from the Congress, Supriya Shirnet. We have Umakant Mishra, former Assistant Director in the Narcotics Control Bureau, and last but not least, we have actor Nasir Abdullah. I want to go across first to Supriya Shirnet to lay out the opposition's case on why you believe that investigative agencies are guilty of differential standards. The fact is that Ajay Mishra's son at this moment is in custody. He is being interrogated, and the BJP would use that to say that this charge is untrue because no matter how powerful he may have been, the police after its initial investigation went out and arrested the young Mishra. Supriya Shirnet.
No, absolutely not. And I was witness to what happened in Lakhimpur because I spent about 3 to 4 days in Lakhimpur and the Sitapur region when Priyanka Gandhi was illegally detained. I do not hold a brief for Aryan Khan or for anybody who has been arrested in this whole drug abuse matter. I think the truth should prevail. I think there should be an impartial inquiry. What I do raise questions over is what kind of kid glove treatment was given to the son of India's State Home Minister, Ashish Mishra. He allegedly mowed down people under his car, and it was a cavalcade of 4 and they went at breakneck speed. People were mowed down. They just kept pasting one notice after the other. Imagine if this was any other person. Imagine if this was a normal, a commoner. What would happen to them? They would have been behind bars. 8 to 10 cups of tea and snacks would not be served over a period of questioning. They would not be treated with kid gloves. Their fathers will definitely not continue to be India's State Home Minister. That I can tell you with guarantee, because there can be no impartial probe if he continues to occupy that chair. The police directly reports to the Union Home Ministry. That's point number 1. What has happened in Bombay? Of course there should be a probe. There is no denying that. All I'm asking questions on is that there was no recovery, there was no possession, there is no allegation of peddling, and there has been no allegation of consumption either. And which is why first his police and now judicial custody does raise many questions. However, I think the law should take its course. I want to raise a bigger question out of it. We should now raise questions on where did the 25,000 kgs of heroin that was imported in June 2021 in India vanish. It was worth 1,75,000 crore rupees. Who was the real beneficiary of the heroin that was seized in September at the Mundra Adani Airport, Adani Seaport in Gujarat? I think these are very important questions, and there seems to be pin drop silence from the union government on both these questions that we are trying to raise. That why the kid glove treatment for Ashish Mishra to begin with, and what has happened to heroin seizure, and then of course the earlier import of 25,000 kgs of heroin.
I did a comparative, Syed Zafar Islam, between the Aryan Khan case and the case of Ashish Mishra. Here, you don't have in Aryan's case any proof of consumption. The drug test that was done hasn't, from what our sources in the NCB are telling us, and which is pretty evident, because if consumption had been proven, it would have been leaked to the media or been out there. So no drugs have been consumed, or at least no evidence of consumption is demonstrated against Aryan Khan. Yet the NCB insists on charging very serious provisions of the Narcotics Act against him. And in the other case, we've got visuals of butlers taking chai, biscuits inside where Ashish Mishra is being questioned. He avoids summons initially. It's only when the Supreme Court gives a rap on its knuckles to the Uttar Pradesh police that finally you go in and arrest him. Because I just want to quote for our viewers who may have missed this, a bench headed by Chief Justice N.V. Ramanna saying the proof of the pudding is in the eating, and questioning very sharply why the Union Minister for State for Home's son Ashish had not been arrested, saying that it cannot be that you just issue summons and please ask for the minister's son to come, and the minister, who's overall in charge of all state polices, because that's how they are administered, continues to remain ensconced on his seat. Is this not therefore, Syed Zafar Islam, a very clear case of differential standards?
Well, let me start with very, very clear statement that in the eyes of law, there is no VIP. Nobody is VIP, whether it's Aryan Khan or Shah Rukh's son Aryan Khan, or for that matter, Ashish Mishra, son of Mr. Ajay Mishra. Both are the citizen of this country, and law will take its own course. Having said that, let me remind you that drug is a menace for the society. There are many parents. Ask the parents whose children are suffering because they have become drug addict. There are peddlers, and peddlers are there. There are people who are consuming. There is youth who is actually becoming drug addict. It is a menace for the society, and you are taking it so lightly. I don't know what is wrong with you, Rahul, that you are not giving so much attention to drug, and how much families the victim of drug peddling and being drug addicted. So ask parents who are suffering because their children have become drug addict. So it is the responsibility of the government to ensure safety and security of every citizen. Likewise, they have to do what needs to be done impartially. There is no evidence of the fact that Aryan Khan, because he is the son of a superstar, that is why he is being treated in a manner that he needs to be treated, or for that matter Ashish Mishra. Both of them should be treated as per the law, and they are being treated as per the law. Both have been sent behind the bar. He is behind the bar, so is he. So what is wrong with you when you make this kind of a statement that he is being treated in a VIP like culture, while Aryan Khan is being
you're accusing us of not taking this case seriously. I want to put two cases before you. Syed Zafar Islam, let me put 1 second, Supriya, I'm coming back to you in a moment. I want to put two cases before you. A consignment of drugs worth at least 15,000 crore rupees by estimates, recovered from the Mundra port, which has come from Kandahar in Afghanistan via the Bandar Abbas port in Iran to the Mundra port in Gujarat, and the kind of action that's been taken, or the level of attention paid by investigative agencies to that case vis-a-vis this publicity blitzkrieg in the case of Shah Rukh Khan's son. If you were to compare them, I would really wonder which of the two you think is the more important case, and which of the two you think needs to be taken more seriously, because the arrest memo in the case of the cruise party says 13 grams of cocaine, 5 grams of MD, 21 grams of charas, 22 pills of ecstasy and 1.33 lakh rupees seized during the raid, versus 15,000 crore rupees of heroin picked up in a consignment in Mundra. Which of those two should you be taking more seriously, sir?
Rahul, you have to understand that these are two different cases. Each are being investigated. That case is also being investigated by the agency, and so is this case. This is the case where actually the people who have consumed, the peddlers are there. You will get the lead. They are also being investigated, and I am not supporting anything. Wherever it is, as I said, it is a menace for the society. Everything the agency should be doing to ensure that the society needs to be protected from this menace, and that is what the agencies are doing. In case of Mundra port, it is being investigated, as you rightly know. So is the case. What is happening here? It is only being investigated. No? They have certain leads. You would not know what leads they have, and I am sure that once the truth will come out, you will understand why he was being investigated. And I am not saying that just because he is Shah Rukh's son. There are many others. I am not even concerned about Aryan, or for that matter any other boy. There are many boys. There are 8 boys. All of them are being questioned. So why are you singling out Aryan Khan just because he's Shah Rukh's son? That's not the way you should be looking at it.
I'm only quoting from the arrest memo. Sir, I'm quoting from the arrest. Sir, I'm quoting from the arrest memo. One second, boss. I'm quoting from the arrest memo. This is what was recovered according to the NCB's own admission. I want to go across to Supriya Shirnet because the BJP spokesperson making the point that even in the case of the Mundra drug seizure, action has been initiated. The NIA itself is probing that case, and Ajay Mishra's son is under arrest. He's behind bars. So therefore, why would you suggest that the police is going slow? Action has been taken in all three cases.
I find it laughable, if not unfortunate, that Ajay Mishra continues to be India's State Home Minister and his son is behind bars, and BJP has done us all a great honor by putting him behind bars. It took 8 days after mowing down of people to put Ashish Mishra behind bars, after of course rolling out the red carpet for him. However, I would want to point out here, and point out very categorically, there are very serious allegations that have been raised in the Bombay drug abuse case. Rishabh Sachdeva, Pratik Gaba, Mr. Amir Furniturewala, why were they all let off? Apparently to the proximity to the BJP leaders, being related to them. The role of Mr. Bhanushali, a BJP worker, has been questioned. And I will go back to saying, in this age of electronic and digital surveillance and digital economy, you can go back and track deleted WhatsApps. What stops you? 6 days behind bars without the charges of peddling, consumption, or for that matter, possession. What are we talking about here? And I want to ask, is law enforcement taking a different route for the BJP, its workers, its minister's son, and for everybody else? Because this seems to be the case, and this is rabid abuse of power, if nothing else. And I will go back to say 1,75,000 crore worth of heroin has been brought in, has spread into the Indian market, has not been seized. Has the government of India even moved a small finger to find out where has that heroin gone? Have they flinched even once to find out who's consuming in this, who's the net gainer, who's the end consumer, who's actually buying that? It can't be that small contract company, and no questions being asked on that. Absolute silence, pin drop silence. You can persecute whoever you want to, but the reality is NCB is losing its credibility last year by summoning the entire Bollywood, assassinating reputations, and this year again by becoming a CBI and an ED and being used as a frontal of the BJP. I say that without responsibility bestowed on me.
Now here is a point the government really needs to respond to. Ajay Mishra continues to remain Minister of State for Home. Now you can argue that the charges are against his son Ashish, not directly against the minister, but there is a very clear conflict of interest, because in the way that India is administered, state polices report into the Ministry of Home Affairs, for which Ajay Mishra happens to be the junior minister, Syed Zafar Islam. That is a very clear case of conflict of interest. Had this happened at the time of Manmohan Singh's government, by now the BJP chief ministers and senior leaders would have been out on the streets demanding Ajay Mishra's resignation. Just because you're in power, you're making it seem as if it isn't a big issue. It is, sir.
Well, Rahul, first of all, this is an impartial inquiry, and it is being investigated by SIT. There is no interference. Unlike in the past, in the setup in the during UPA time, there is a lot of interference between the government and the agencies. There is absolutely no interference by us and by the government. Secondly, had that been the case, where the father would have interfered in the investigation, then the man would have been not behind the bar, but sitting in his drawing room. The fact that he is behind the bar, that only suggests that the impartial inquiry and the investigation is being done by the competent authorities and competent officers. So why do you question officers who are doing their job in the best possible manner and taking action which is in conformity with the
Zafar, you really believe that the man can be Union State Home Minister and there can be an impartial inquiry? Do you really believe that, Zafar? I'm asking you with all honesty bestowed on you.
Why not?
Do you really believe a father can continue to be the State Home Minister and there can be an impartial inquiry? Because you're living in alternate reality, I'm sorry to say that. You really are existing in alternate reality. The father is India's state home minister. His son
you
is
have asked me a question, let me
for mowing
respond.
down people, for mowing down farmers. You believe this can be an impartial inquiry? Come on.
Let me
face the truth as is.
Let me respond. Let me respond.
Okay, Supriya, let him finish. Supriya, let him respond. No, that's not right. Supriya's fader goes down. Supriya's fader goes down. Just turn her fader down.
You have posed me a question. You have posed me a question. Allow me to respond.
What sort of a show?
Have some manners, Supriya. Have you seen a film? I would request you to see a film Shakti. In Hindi film Shakti. There the father is a police officer. He takes action against his own son. Likewise, it is a India government, not UPA government, where the interference will come from these higher authorities. Nobody can interfere in the investigation, whether be it father or son. Let the inquiry be over, and the truth will come out, and those who is guilty will be punished as per the law of the land. It is not a UPA government where the comments come from the CBI, from the Supreme Court about CBI. You know what exactly the comment was. So don't preach us something which you have never practiced. We practice what needs to be practiced in a democratic process, and we are following. He is not the one who has been responsible for anything.
I want to go across to Umakant
but he is not interfering.
The former Assistant Director of the Narcotics Control Bureau. Mr. Mishra, do you think that in this case, in these two cases, the approach of the investigative agencies seems to suggest differential standards, being partial towards the minister's son and going after Aryan Khan, against whom charges have been leveled for consumption of narcotics drugs, for production, manufacturing, selling, purchase of drugs, but even the arrest memo and all the evidence so far doesn't suggest that at that moment Aryan had consumed any drugs.
Rahul, good evening. Let me be politically neutral and explain it in an operational and legal perspective. You are comparing two different cases.
Yes.
And as you know, each case stands on its own legs and on its own evidences. So now, how the treatment is, I will comment legally and operationally. Yes, in the vehicle case, not doing anything for 8 days, yes, that is something remiss on the part of the enforcement agency. And the other difference is here, the investigating agency is the state authority, but in the Mumbai case, the Cruise case, it is different because it is a drugs case, it is investigated by a central intelligence agency, and it has been investigated right from the day one. So the investigation is happening as the facts stand, as the evidence stand. Now comparing the 1,000 kilos of seizure and this comparison is also frequently done in the media. So we are discussing about two different extremes of the same supply chain. So that difference will again bear on everything else, all the subsequent developments. We are discussing about 3,000 kilo or the June consignment which has passed, and which some of the speakers here are attributing that 50,000 kilos of heroin has passed and all that nobody knows. Yes, one consignment has already passed through in the similar fashion before in June, but it could be a dry run also. They might be checking that yes, whether we can make the consignment pass through without any inspection next time. So and there is also a possibility that yes, they could have passed and smuggled some more consignment of drugs in the June consignment. That nobody knows. There is a 50% probability. It could be very well a dry run. They might be checking because you know nowadays the customs procedures are digital based. It is based on a risk management system. So if the system says there is no risk to the consignment, it simply goes. Nowadays when somebody imports and presents his cargo, if the risk parameters is defined by the system and if it clears, you immediately get a gate pass. So you simply present the gate pass and take it out. So it is only on the basis of the intelligence and all that the subsequent seizure
but Mr. Umakant Mishra, so it is let me press you on the arrest of Aryan Khan, because the case has generated a lot of attention.
Okay, I'm coming to that.
that yes, some drugs were recovered from the. Hear my question, sir. Hear my question before you respond. Yes, there was some seizure from the group of people who were on the cruise ship, but not from Aryan Khan himself. At that time, the young man hadn't consumed any drugs. Nothing has been found in the blood sample drug report which has been taken by the Narcotics Control Bureau, and yet he's behind bars, and yet the charges against him are very serious for production, manufacturing, possession, sale or purchase of drugs. And the NCB continues to insist on his custody and want to argue and keep him in custody for 7 more days. Does it not seem like a witch hunt of sorts? If this was the case in some other accused case and no consumption had been proven and there was no seizure from that particular person, is it right to hold him behind bars for so long, Mr. Mishra?
Yeah, I will respond. Certainly, you cannot term this as a witch hunt, because there is no vindictiveness involved here for some past kind of a happening and all that. This is just a spontaneous development. As far as you are reading the arrest memo and the charges are concerned, the charges that 8C and 20 and say the consumption part 27, all these 3 are perfectly all right.
27.
In the 27, if he has admitted in the statement, as I gather from the news and all that, even if he has admitted that he has taken, yes, the 27 charge is justifiable. But putting the 29 charges, the conspiracy and all that, you see, when consumption is there, when possession is not there immediately, or immediate consumption is not there, like the blood test and all that, that doesn't come, then the conspiracy, that section 29 charges should not have been invoked. Why? Because consumption is a very, very personal activity. It is a very, very personal activity. There is no peddling, though no kind of a abatement or no kind of a conspiracy is needed to consume. I require, if I am drug dependent and all that, I simply buy and I consume. So regarding that consumption, I don't think a conspiracy or an abatement kind of a thing could have been incurred. Now you see the situation. 1,500 people in the boat, in the cruise. They search, they bring in about 11 and all that. They arrest out of that 7 and all that. Possession is from 3 or 4. So treating all these disparate people as a gang or as a like-minded syndicate conspiring together is kind of appears to be a little excessive. Because I also feel that there should have been a very, very fair assessment of the charges which had been invoked. So if there is no possession, it is only consumption, and there is recovery from other people which could not be directly related to this, I don't think there is any ground. Getting bail or not bail, it is on the court.
Now that's a very important point you're making.
Analyzing the facts and the
Syed
charges.
Zafar Islam, the former assistant director of the Narcotics Control Bureau himself, questioning the charges of the Narcotics Act that have been invoked, questioning the manner in which the NCB seems out to get them. And in the last instance, when they went after Riya, Rakul and a whole set of Bollywood stars at that time, including Deepika Padukone, they had massive egg on their face. They made a hash of that case, as it were, and they seem to be going down the same route. It's as clear as day unless you're smoking something.
Well, Rahul, it will be like jumping the gun before the investigation is concluded and we become judgmental. I think for a fair investigation and inquiry, you should give the benefit of doubt to the investigative agency, because their job and the responsibility which has been assigned to them to do a partial investigation, because that is something which needs to be done by them. That is their primary responsibility. The ex-director sitting here on the panel may have opinion, something which maybe he may not be privy to all the information or the leads which the agencies have at the moment, because he is simply an outsider, like I am an outsider, you are an outsider. So it is unfair to make a comment by an ex-assistant director, purely because he doesn't have all the information which they may be having. Had he been there probably, and he would have been a part of this investigative team, and he may have had he made that kind of a comment, probably I would have given a different credence to his statement. But now what the statement he has made, it is a very irresponsible
Nasir Abdullah, are you buying the arguments from the investigative agencies that there are no differential standards, that Aryan Khan and the others are being treated on the merits of the case, and this is not about targeting Bollywood? Because we saw Mehbooba Mufti jump in and say because he's a Muslim, therefore he's being targeted. Nasir?
Yeah, I'm happy to argue about a couple of the things here. Mr. Zafar Islam spoke about there being no interference, etc., in the matter of the arrest of Mr. Ashish and the detention. But the truth of the matter is that the Supreme Court wrapped the UP government. Mr. Harish Salve, who apparently charges 80 lakhs for one like a hearing, happened to represent them. And Mr. Harish Salve admitted to the Supreme Court there had been serious lapses, and he accepted the fact that, you know, the blow on the knuckle. So let's not say there is no interference. Interference there will not be, because there is a huge hue and a cry by the media agencies that what is going on. If it's a murder case, that man should be investigated before sunset. He should be brought into the police station. They take like 4 or 5 days sending him summons and taking it easy. When the courts said, hey, what are you guys doing? Are you having a tea party? This is a murder case. Now with Shah Rukh Khan's son, there's no murder, no terrorism, no rape, no this. I mean, he can't even... So I'm really surprised that he hasn't got bail, because he can't interfere with the evidence. They've already got all the evidence they need. It's not a big deal. So, and one more thing Mr. Zafar Islam has to understand, he cannot compare the two of the cases. Mr. Ashish is a murderer, and Shah Rukh Khan's son is a consumer for entertainment. It's an entertainment drug. Millions of people in India have it. 20% of the sannyasis in Rishikesh, they have the ganja and the marijuana. So let us not say it is the same. Forget it. The other thing is, I am used to it that there'll be differential treatment for different people. If the party, if a person accused of a crime is from the ruling party, they'll go slow on him. They will try to save him. It happens all the time. It's been happening all along. So let's not do all that. But here is the deal. This has been happening since a long time, since the Sushant Singh, the death case. I'm not going to call it a murder case, because it has been proved inconclusive. The CBI has not managed anything. Instead of finding out how he died, they found out who was having what drugs in whose party. Amazing stuff. I couldn't believe it. I'm disappointed, almost ashamed. We still don't know. Everybody's shouting murder, murder, murder. Wasn't a murder. He had problems. He was a bit of a junkie. It's okay. But because he was gone, they made him look like a Sant Gyaneshwar, and everybody else was a Vishkanya, a serpent, a Ravan, or this. Horrible stuff was launched against the Mumbai, the film industry. It was hateful. I almost had a heart attack arguing with people. They were such evil people. Some of them were women. I'm not going to name them. They were horrible. They were almost trained. They were coached to do this, to just shout their whatever lungs out and make the Maharashtra government look like whatever. It was awful. So this has become a fashion. And the film industry is obviously a soft target. We know it. Anytime you say anything wrong, somebody comes to slap you and blah, blah, blah. And the poor guys in the film industry have to keep quiet and say, we are sorry, blah, blah, blah. But I think he should get bail. If he doesn't, it might be nice for him. He'll enjoy the jail ki life. He will understand what it is like to live a life like that. I mean, it's okay. He'll be fine, because it is not that kind of a crime. Drugs are all over the place, but they seem to be targeting the Mumbai film industry people, and they do it very intelligently so that they don't look vindictive, etc., etc. So it doesn't look like a witch hunt. So they arrest another half a dozen of the people. So this is how it's working. I feel.
Okay,
Can I just respond to him?
I'm out of time on this debate.
Rahul, 10 seconds.
Okay, very quickly, say the Islam, 20 seconds.
You don't need.
I think he's playing a victim card. He's playing a victim card, knowing fully well that the whole of industry. I live in the same area. I live in the same area as you live in Mumbai. I live in and everybody. I know people are consuming drugs like chocolate, and you are defending film industry. Let the culprit be punished.
Yeah.
Let the culprit be punished. You behave like an idiot. It doesn't mean that everybody is idiot here.
Right. Exactly. I'm not a victim.
You have to.
The industry.
No,
the industry is
no,
the
but
victim.
it is the law which takes. It is the law which has to take its course. The bail doesn't. The party doesn't give. The government doesn't give the bail. It is the court which gives the bail, not the political party or the government. You know nothing.
I know.
You know nothing. It is not an acting class, and you have been not casted here to do some acting.
On the film industry.
Behave like a sensible person. You are not being paid here to behave like a. You may be disappointed because you are thinking only that you should be treated like a superstar all the time because you have come from an industry. You are only the privileged guy. Only the privileged guy. No.
I'm a shooting star.
The law will take its own course. Okay. Whether it's you, whether it's me, whether it's Rahul Kanwal, whether it's Supriya Srinath, everybody, law will take its own course. There should not be any difference.
Okay, Supriya wants to make a quick counter. Supriya, I'm running out of time. I have only 15 seconds to give you. Supriya, quickly, fire away.
5 seconds. Just 5 seconds. I will go back to the probe of this debate. Ashish Mishra cannot be impartially probed unless his father is not sacked from the Union State Home Ministry. Unless that does not happen, there is no proof of justice in this country. Law enforcement is taking different stands for different people. I will say that on this show, and I will challenge this government. If you want an independent probe in the massacre of farmers, first dismiss the father who continues as the Union State Home Minister. If you do not do that, you have no moral compass, no moral high ground can you take today.
I would not insist on the resignation of the father. I would not insist
I'm
on
out
the
of
resignation
time.
of the
You've
father.
heard from Syed Zafar Islam. You've heard from Supriya Srinath. You've heard from Umakant Mishra, who questioned the approach of the NCB, and he's a former assistant director of the NCB itself, questioning also the provisions that have been invoked and the manner in which the agency is been approaching. Nasir Abdullah gave us a perspective of how Bollywood is perceiving this. But you know, the fact is that even if you assume that the charges against those who are in the Cruz party are true, and you take them as being guilty and compare the approach of the police, where you first want to arrest them and then question them, with that of the approach of the UP police in the case of Ashish Mishra, where he's summoned, he avoids the summons, you get a rap from the Supreme Court, then you act and arrest him. There are very, 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 very clearly differential standards. Of that, there can be no question unless your eyes are shut and unless you're all smoked up. There can be no question about the fact that there are differential standards in this case, even if both charges are taken to be true or untrue. In both cases, the police and the investigative agencies acting very differently.